Now, probably a lot of you are confused why I'm wearing a Patriots jersey. The movie is set in Rhode Island, and you see a Matthew Judon twice in two different scenes. So I figured that's a good enough reason to wear an old Tom Brady jersey. So go Pats. Ricky Stanicky stars Zac Efron and John Cena, and it's about when three childhood best friends pull a prank that goes wrong. They invent an imaginary Ricky Stanicky to get them out of trouble. 20 years later, they still use the non-existent Ricky as a handy alibi for their immature behavior. From director Peter Farrelly, one of the Farrelly brothers who brought you Dumb and Dumber, There's Something About Mary, and a really underrated comedy, Me, Myself, and Irene. Well, Peter Farrelly went on by himself and directed Green Book, and now he's doing another comedy on Amazon Prime with a pretty good cast, and with Peter Farrelly attached, I had intrigue in this movie, and I really want a good comedy. I like John Cena. I think he is hilarious as Peacemaker in certain scenes and in the movie Blockers. And I've always really liked Zac Efron. I think he's very talented. And you also got Andrew Santino, who is hilarious if you know who he is. So I wanted to see what this movie could bring in its R-rated comedy, as they very much advertised on the poster and such. And it's not that good. I'm not disappointed, but like with all of this cast and this director, this could have been a lot funnier in my opinion. But we'll start with the positives. First things first, I think everyone in the movie is actually giving a good performance. Like, I don't think anyone is actually phoning it in. John Cena is actually the only comedy that is brought in this movie, and I never gut bust laughed or like laughed out loud at anything. He just made me chuckle. Some of the line delivery he does, just how he delivers the line, made me chuckle. Really, that's about it. But like, his character brings the comedy, which is kind of a sad point because you have Andrew Santino in this movie, who's very funny. Like, he's a comedian, and he's not funny at all in this movie. Neither is Zac Efron. Not really. He plays the serious role the whole time. And really, the only comedy aspects is John Cena. But like I said, in the positive realm, everyone is giving a good performance. They all know, like, to give a good credit in this movie, to do the job well. William H. Macy is also in this movie, and he's very funny in real life, especially in the show Shameless. But in this movie, he plays just the idiot old man boss that kind of just goes with Ricky Stanicky, always like saying, "You are right," whatever. Because the movie is like the whole like alibi, but then everyone around the family and friends start believing John Cena, this man, how much of a hero he is, and they hire him at the job, whatever, and he starts getting a raise like in a day. It gets over the top, but like, it's a comedy. It's supposed to make you laugh. And that's about all the positives because, like I said, I got chuckles out of John Cena, and that's about it. I didn't really laugh at all in this movie, and it's almost 2 hours long. And there are many scenes that felt like 30 minutes. Like, there's this party they go to. The whole like reason they hired John Cena is this party. That party scene felt like 30 minutes. And then the next day it said his job. It was like 20, 30 minutes said this job. And by that point, you have 50 minutes left of the movie, and then you get your little sidekick scenes with basically them at a bar talking about it, them in Atlantic City in the very beginning. Like, there are many scenes in this movie that just feel so long in the tooth, and there's not a lot of comedy happen. There's more drama aspect, which I'll say this, I like the lessons that's being taught in this movie is don't lie, basically, and just tell the truth. So, in the end, I mean, when I was done watching this movie, I was like, there's not a lot to this movie. Like, it's filmed really well. It's a good cast. They're all doing good job acting for what they're in. But, like, I never laughed. Like, I chuckled a few times. And I just really found the movie boring, especially for almost being 2 hours long. So, in the end, I'm going to give Ricky Stanicky a D+. Comedy is very subjective. It's honestly more subjective than the horror genre. So if you watch this movie and you find it hilarious, that's really cool. But like, the poster on Amazon Prime says an R-rated comedy. I mean, there is nothing hardcore R about this movie. They say fuck. And there's really nothing graphically hilariously in this movie. Seriously, there isn't. Like, it's hard R, no, not really. Like, again, maybe you enjoyed it, and I hope you did. But for me, I enjoyed the Rhode Island theme. But Peter Farrelly always films in Rhode Island or Boston. And you guys do this movie review. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, everybody.